Hello and welcome to Crafty Learn Spanish, or hola. ¿Cómo estás? How are you? ¿Cómo estás? Because we're looking at to be today. To be or not to be, because it's a bit confusing in Spanish, because they have two verbs for to be where we have only one. Yes, and this gets a lot of people, and me a lot as well, because sometimes you're a bit puzzled on what to say. So we're just going to have a brief look at both of these. So for the first one is ser. You use this a lot. We use both a lot, basically. So you have to learn them. And then they're both these oi verbs. Oi. These are the oi verbs. A bit like what we were looking at last time with to go. The first one ends in oi. Now there are, apart from to be, which the rest is just normally conjugated, and it has an accent, and there's a reason for that, but I'll tell you later. But let's look at ser first. So these are how you say it. Okay, so it's soy, yo soy, tú eres, él o ella es, nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ellos o ellos son, they are, we are, they are, you are, or you, everybody are, we are, somos, it is, or she is, or he is, and you are, eres, and I am, soy. So basically, soy is like in English, you say, soy crafty. Crafty philosopher. Soy crafty philosopher. I'm crafty philosopher. And you see a lot in books, they give you things how saying, hello, my name is, okay, and I am called. But that would be, I mean, you've got to think how often you actually say that in English. You usually just say, hello, I'm Jonathan, or I am Jane, or, you know, you don't go around saying, hello, I am called, hello, my name is, No, you use it in very formal circumstances. So to learn that way first is a bit silly. We'll find it in the future. We'll look at it. But you can just think by introducing yourself. You just say soy and your name, and there you go. Now, why do you use soy and not estoy? Right? Well, ser is the verb to be. Is more about, you have to think about inherent things. Things that don't change, descriptions or something like that. Okay, so for example, if you want to say like I'm a good person, for example. Now good in Spanish, bueno. Sometimes there's a thing they do this, bueno or buena, depends on what comes first, and person is very good because it's just persona. So a very easy word, bueno, persona. Alright, now because it's a on the end of persona, you have to put, we're going to say it, soy una buena persona. O soy una persona buena. Now in Spanish, we're not going to look at this too much, but you can put the adjective, which here is good, sometimes before or after, and it depends. Generally they do it after. In English we do it before. So it would be soy una persona buena. So, but don't worry about that, we'll look at that later. I just want you to, I'm a good person. Okay? Or soy bueno, or buena, depends if you're a girl. If you're a girl, you put a. If you're a boy, soy bueno means I'm a good person. Yeah, so you don't really have to say a person at the end. It's sort of implied that means that you're a good person. Okay. So these are about inherent things. You would say, for example, I would say, if I'm English, soy inglés. inglés, inglés, soy inglés. You see, so it's an inherent thing. I'm always going to be from England. I'm always going to be English. Nothing much can change that. Even if a bit of paper doesn't change the fact I was born in England. So we talk about ser, we talk about things like that. So you usually get them in a lot with things that continue or is inherent in something. Now, estar is more about your state, your current state, right? Where this is about more, and that's things that continue. This is things more like how you are at the time, right? So this is why I said at the beginning, ¿Cómo estás? Which means, how are you? I didn't say ¿Cómo eres? Because if I say ¿Cómo eres? Just get rid of that. Como, not come. ¿Cómo eres? It means what are you like as a person. Like it's about the inherent description of yourself, you know. Soy una buena persona, por ejemplo. But ¿Cómo estás? Is how are you? Okay. And if you want to reply, just to give you something to say, you say estoy bien. Bien. Bien is fine. Well. Good. Okay. Not too bad. Estoy bien. Now sometimes people just say bien. You just say, you don't have to say estoy bien. You say bien. Bien. So estar is more about the current state of things, right? Because state, the word state in Spanish is estado. So it's obviously related to estar. State. So the United States of America is Estados Unidos. United Unidos. So state, then, so you can try to think of it like that. It's not permanent. Okay? And even the United States isn't permanent. So you might argue that, but it's not. Now, it wasn't there a while ago, and probably won't be in a few hundred years. You never know, or less. So estar is your state. So, for example, we were looking at that word bueno. Now, if you put estoy bueno, it means something completely different. It means I'm very good looking. You know, I'm good. I look good. I am good. You know, you're talking about yourself. So this is where you have to be careful, because it can change the meaning if you do it. And this is the important thing. You have to be very careful with that, because if you say that, it sounds very presumptuous. Okay, so ¿Cómo estás? How are you? That's what we got. Okay, so you have these two verbs, to be or not to be. When do you use them? So you're going to be looking at if you're reading, you're going to be looking at the differences, and you'll see them. So, for example, if I say soy estúpido, estúpido is stupid. Okay, and that means I'm a stupid person, inherently. But if I say estoy estúpido, just means like in that moment I've been stupid. Oh, I'm stupid. In English, it's the context, you know. You know, if you would say I'm a stupid person, where it would be ser, you know, and I'm stupid just normally when it's a temporary thing. Oh, how stupid I've been. But I'm a stupid person is something, you know, you think you are inherently. So I hope that it's a bit difficult to when you first begin with this. So the first thing, I think the best thing to do is just to, when you're describing yourself, if you got that ¿Cómo eres? What are you like? And ¿Cómo estás? How are you? These tell you what the differences are. I think they're the best thing, you know. You know, that what is something like, So if you want to say, what is it like? How, you know, for example, the film, ¿cómo es? What's it like? What is it like? ¿Cómo es? And you can say, well, it depends on the film, so I'm not going to give it an opinion, you know. You're asking for what is it like? But you're asking more about the description of the film, let's say. So you would say it's a Western, alright? Yeah, or it's a thriller. Things like that, the description of it. If you said, how is it? ¿Cómo está? You ask them, well, what is it like a good film or a bad film, or, you know, what is it like? How is it? Not what is it like, but how is it, or what is it? Sad would be, what is it? It's a thriller, but how is it? And how is it? It's bad. That would be with estar. Está mal. And you can use it, it's muy malo. If everybody agrees, if it's your opinion, you cannot say it's inherently bad. It just means you don't. Está muy malo. It means you had a bad time. So I cannot do all the different variations for you in one short lesson. This is the thing, but this is just an introduction, because we'll be using this a lot, and you need to know how to say it first in the present tense, which I'll show here. So you're learning about this, and we'll be using it as we go along a lot. So I wanted to introduce it quite early on, and that's and it's going to be not difficult, but it's going to be something you have to become accustomed to, because it's not like English. English, one verb. Spanish, two verbs. And when I first came across it, I was like, what? What do you mean? Why is the two? What's just stupid? But it's not stupid. It's just different. That's all. Different. And it can be good in some senses. It clarifies things up. Okay? But it'll take a while to assimilate. That's the thing. You have to be patient. That's very hard to be patient when you're learning. You want to know everything, but you can't. So that's it. I'm going to just leave it there, because I don't want to overload you with information. Just remember, ser is more like inherent things, descriptions, what are you like, or what is it, and the other one, estar, is more like a temporal, how is it, you know. So if you would say you're tired, or you're hungry, you know, these like type of things, you're hot, you know. For example, if you're a person who always gets hot, you would maybe use ser. I'm a very hot person. I always get very hot, because it's an inherent characteristic. Yeah. So, and this is used later on when we describe things. So, for example, to be boring and to be bored, you're going to use two different verbs, and the boring and bored changes to one word. So, but I'll just mention that, and then we'll see it when it comes. So there you go. I hope you get something, a little bit of understanding, just an inkling, because it's very difficult at the beginning to assimilate everything. And if you got this far and you're following everything, well, congratulations, because you know you've learnt a lot in a short space of time, and so have I. And that's the important thing. And just a note to say that this might not be like a book, but it's one of the easier way to learn Spanish is by actually jumping in to speaking straight away, because you can learn all these phrases and never use them, or you can learn what you use straight away a lot. So like all these things I've taught you, to be going to, can, have to, there's some verbs that we've been teaching you. All these things are going to be used straight away. And now ser and estar are going to be used a lot because they are used inordinately much, in an inordinate amount. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.